Good morning, everyone. This is Beth Willoughby, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'd like to welcome you to the third video that we're doing for Stamp Club, the wonderful yo-yos. Today, I want to feature the Ornamental Envelopes bundle that is shown on page 40 of the August through December mini catalog. Now, you know that you get 10% off if you buy things in a bundle. And when I first contemplated this set, I thought, oh, I don't know if I care that much about the stamp set. But I'm so glad that I bought it in a bundle because I've discovered many different things that you can do with the stamp set. And it's something that I'll be able to use throughout the year. Don't concentrate on just the Christmas ornaments here. Everything else here can be used throughout the year. And I have several cards that I want to show you today that I've done with the set. And I'm only going to demonstrate two. But this is the die portion of the bundle. And I'm going to show you envelopes at the end of the video that I've done using this bundle. Okay? So first I want to show you the cards. The first card was done on crumb cake, and I used this branch design here with the berries and the ornaments. The berries and the ornaments were heat embossed in white. And the banner greeting here was from the Toile Christmas. And I also used the die that accompanies that. And don't forget, besides the seasonal sets that are in your mini catalog, there were several in your annual catalog that were carried over from last year. And they run from about page 57 through 64, something like that. This cardinal set has been one of my all-time favorites. Okay. But you can see there what I did. Okay. Now, this card was done again on crumb cake and used this image, branch image, and I did a wreath with it. And I'm going to show you how on one of the cards I'm going to demonstrate that you do the wreath. Now this looks more like not so much a grapevine, but a twig wreath. And you can embellish this. This one was embellished with some glitter enamel dots that were from last year's catalog. And I used a sentiment that is thinking of you at Christmas and cut it out with a circle die. And it's from the set Itty Bitty Christmas, which is current in the annual catalog. It's very handy. Has lots of good holiday greetings in that. Okay. And I tied it with some gold twine and used some of the red glitter paper. Now, the red glitter paper is retired. However, I did see they have some balmy blue glitter paper in the new mini catalog, and I'm going to make sure to get some of that because I just love the glitter and the glitz. Okay. There's that one. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate either of those two. However, I am going to demonstrate this card, and it has the same twig wreath, but I did it in fall colors. And I'm going to use some of the plaid tidings paper that is in the catalog. And that paper is on page, let's see here, it's 6x6 DSP on page 57 of the mini. So this set is helpful or can be used year-round to make your wreaths and decorations as far as that goes. And you can use any colors that you wish. I also cut out some of the flowers. There are dies that correspond with these little flowers here to put on the wreath, okay? Now I'm going to demo this one, and I'm going to demo this card. Now this is again on crumb cake, and you can see here on the envelope dies that I used this to cut out a shape in the middle. Now this I thought was only to be used on the flap of envelopes, but I'll show you more of that as we get closer to the envelope section. Okay, so first we'll do the fall card. I wanted to show you this plaid tidings paper. There are 4 each of the double-sided papers. And now, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. There are 4 each of the double-sided papers. I love them. They remind me of back-to-school dresses back in the day. Many different colors, many different uses. Halloween, fall, Christmas, back to school, just any number of different ways these can be used. Masculine birthday cards. Very pretty colors. Okay. This one makes me think of candy corn. All right, now, let's do our fall card. And the first thing I want to show you on the fall card is how to make the wreath. We're going to be using this branch image here. I'm going to make a wreath with it. And to help us do that, I'm going to use a 2 3/8 inch circle I cut out with a die. I'm going to put it here so I can use that as a spacer when I stamp. And I'm going to stamp it in Early Espresso. I'm going to go around the edge of the circle and overlap a little bit each time I stamp. And that's going to give us our circle. Okay. There we go. Now I did experiment a little bit with the sizes of the circle to use, and you can do the same. To see what works best for you. Again, this is a 2 3/8 inch circle. Okay, now I'm going to add some berries. And I'm going to do them in Mango Melody. It made me think of bittersweet. This is the 3rd time I've demoed this part of it. For some reason, my camera did not like this, and it cut off both of the last 2 times I did it. So I was a little bit stressed out with that. Now I've stamped and cut out some flowers ahead of time to put on the wreath. There's an image that has 3 flowers together and the corresponding die that cuts them out. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm going to affix some of those on the wreath. I already know where I'm going to put my bow and my greeting. So I'm going to try to go in other areas where maybe I smeared a little bit or didn't quite overlap when I stamped the twig portion of the wreath. Okay, let's see. I'll put this one right here. Oops. And this one up at the top. And just a couple more. Doesn't want to let go. One more. Okay. I pre-stamped and embossed a season of thanks on this rich raspberry paper. The sentiment is from the Gather Together stamp set that's in the mini catalog. This is a carryover from last year. And I used the triple banner punch to flag the end here. I've already got some dimensionals on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on the card. Okay. And I have my little bow here that I made with linen thread. And I'm going to put it right here at the top using glue dots. Okay. Okay, here we go. I have a 4" by 1.5" piece of the Designer Series paper to finish off the card. I'm going to put it right here at the bottom. Okay. And I have a gem from the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And these are a carryover from last year as well. I believe these are in the annual catalog. I want to put one right here on the corner of our sentiment. Okay. And all we have to do is affix this on our card base. And there you have a nice card. Now we're going to do the second card. Let me grab everything here. This card is on crumb cake. And I pre-stamped the ornament images here in red on my Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to use the die here to cut these out. Okay, give me just a second. Now I've seen some really pretty cards that had these in gold and silver embossing, and they were just gorgeous. Okay, and there you go, just easy as pie. We have some ornaments to use. Okay. Now I did get the new stamping, full-size stamping and embossing machine. Demonstrators were able to purchase it early. The full-size machine will be available the 1st of September for customers. I'm going to show it to you later. I can tell you I love it. I don't know if it's due to the plates or the actual machine. I'm going to try the plates in my old Big Shot and see how they work and see if they work just as well. I had struggled a lot depending on what I was cutting because it seemed like I couldn't get the sandwich right a lot on the Big Shot. I was afraid I was going to break my machine or it wouldn't go ahead and emboss the way I thought it should. So things have changed. Anyway, so I have a crumb cake card base that I'll just put aside. And then I used this portion of the die to cut an opening here. Now, originally, I'd only seen this die used as on the flap of an envelope so that you could see designer series paper through there, which is gorgeous. I have seen that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this and show you what I did. Okay, here we go. So you can see here, makes a pretty little opening. And I'm going to put red cardstock behind there. Oops. Make sure everything's punched out before you do that. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive around the edges here for now to get my red cardstock to stick. I've seen this with glitter paper behind it. That was really pretty. There's just no end to the different color combinations you can do. But look at that, isn't that pretty? Now I'm going to put a couple of these ornaments on here that I've already cut out. If I can get my adhesive to work. That's no time for that to happen. Okay. And this looks like a Christmas tree almost. Let's see which one I want to use. This one. Okay. And to give a little bit of added interest, I used my Wink of Stella and just put a little glitter look on here. On the ornaments. Okay. Okay, here's where this makes me nervous to do this because for some reason I kept smudging these little, now watch me, here we go. There's an image here that's like a little corner image, if you can see that there. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to stamp it on here. If I smear it, so be it. That's something that you just have to practice, I guess. We'll see what happens. It's a miracle. Well, only smudged it a little bit down there at the bottom. But that's okay, we'll live with that. I made ahead of time a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year sentiment tag, and this one is in the Itty Bitty Christmas set that is current. You can see it there. I put it on espresso cardstock and heat embossed it in white, and again I used the triple banner punch to flag it on the end. Oops, let go. So let's go ahead and put that on our card base. Now I'm going to use, I wanted to pop that up a little bit, but I'm going to use the foam strips to do so, instead of having to do 2 zillion pop dots, dimensionals. It's very handy when you're doing these foam strips on a large area. Of course, they work just the same way. It's crazy to think that Christmas is going to be right around the corner. This time, although it's been really boring in some ways and restrictive, I can't believe it's another month has passed us by. So we'll adhere these foam strips here. And both these cards were really easy to do. But very effective, I think. I'm gonna put one in the middle, one or two in the middle, just so it doesn't sink down. Let's see here. If I can find the sticky side. Okay, here we go. All right, we're almost there, and I get to show you the envelopes. Bum, 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 bum. And I'd like to say thank you to my future daughter-in-law, Ivy, who served as a sounding board for me this weekend when I was trying to come up with these designs, and said yay or nay, or I don't know, on some of these. She's a new stamper, not a new crafter, but a new stamper, and I think she is going to be really good. And I hope that when we start to meet again, she'll join us sometime. I think you'll love her. Okay, here we go. So we pop that right on there. And I made a bow out of some retired, there we go, glue dots. Some retired red and white twine. I'm just gonna grab a glue dot or two and put it right on there. You can trim your twine short or long as you like. And there you go. There's our two cards. Okay, now, let me show you the envelopes. First of all, for the fall card, here we go. Here's the envelope I did. Now, I keep doing this. I'm sorry because my camera cut off a few minutes ago and it's at a weird angle, and I'm just trying to make sure it's still recording. So ignore the jazz hands here. Okay. The dies. I'll take this one off. There are three sizes, these three top, that make the liner for the die. The first one, the biggest one here, I believe is for like a 6x6 card. The one I use for the regular A2 cards is the middle one here. And this for the A2 cards, I used, the envelope is 5 3/4 wide. I used 5 and, I haven't glued this one down, 5 1/4 paper by 6 tall. Now, could probably make it a little wider. You can tell in here I've got some wiggle room, but that's okay. And all you do is put this, center it, make sure side by side you've got it centered, and it cuts this shape. And you just slide it right in. I like to glue it down here at the top. Let me go ahead and put some glue on this. I don't think it needs to be glued down further down. That's up to you. But I found that this way it helps me to fold it better when I do the crease for the envelope, the closure of the envelope. Keeps it from shifting. Okay, so there you go. Now, that's these parts of the dies, okay? So that's for a 6x6, the regular size. This one is for, oh gee, I'm sorry now, just a smaller envelope. I'll have to measure that one again, I'm sorry. And this is for a 3x3 envelope, okay? Now these are decorative elements, along with this that I used to make the card. You can decorate your envelope flap with these. And I'm going to show you this one. I used this one earlier. The reason that I didn't use one of these on this paper is that these are double-sided papers and they don't always have the same colors. The opposite of this one is the red and black and white and green. And I did not think that would look good coordinating with this. So be mindful of that. And if you have a double-sided paper that's going to really work with your design, that's where you want to use these cutouts that are going to show back here on your flap. And of course you can use any of these on your cards as well. Now this particular part of the die is used to make a decorative edge to your flap, and I want to show you that. See what I did here. Okay. Oh, this one I did the very same thing, and I made this to go with this. This red and white paper is from the Let It Snow paper from last year. I haven't bought any new Christmas paper, so I used that. But I think that's very cute. And I wanted to show you how I used some of the decorative parts. Now, I texted you all a picture of this card that I did the other day, just fooling around. This is the cute fruit set that's in that tiny little beginner's booklet. For some reason, everything else in that booklet is in the main catalog. And I don't know if this was just an oversight, but the cute fruit set is not. I thought it was adorable. So I had some of the Brights paper, and I wanted to use that to show you how the decorative elements could be used. Now, this particular piece of the die is used to make a cute little flap here. You can see this little flap on your envelope. Now, and you can see the difference in the size of the glue, the closure here. All I did was put this right at the edge, centered it, and barely put it far enough up. And it left plenty of glue on there, I believe, to close your envelope. But this can be used on any size envelope. Okay. Or on a card closure on the edge of one of your cards to make it interesting. You can put it in as far as you like. And then I used this element before I put the Designer Series paper in. This I felt would look fine. And you see, I put it on there and cut this flap. Isn't that cute? I just think that's adorable. And you can use that all year long. So I think this set's going to get a lot of use. And it's super easy. Super easy. Okay. So that is the Ornamental Envelopes bundle. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything that you need me to explain further, just let me know. And I hope to see you all soon. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.